What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine,
And I am still James.
and we about to bring you an epic movie review on the movie 1917. Went to see that this weekend, but before we do that, we got an intro. All right, we back. Excuse me. So, 1917 is it's a World War One war drama. So we start the year off right, man. We started off with a war movie, and
Hey, look, just to let y'all know what's coming.
hey, I haven't seen a good war movie in a while though. I'm always a fan. I'm a historian, so I like when it's a good old war movie, or just I watch documentaries on like World War I and World War II and all that stuff. So I was down for this.
Right, right. I tend to avoid them myself, like mostly because so many of them end up being like bro movies. But like when there's a good one, man, they tend to be pretty good.
Well, yeah, it's on how you do it because you could just survive on the explosions and the carnage and the action and the violence. But if you give me a story there that I can really follow or a character that I can really be on their side or whatever, that makes it so much better.
Right.
And this film has succeeded in all those aspects for me, where I'm really following this guy and rooting for him. And making
Right.
and when he get in trouble, I feel like I'm in trouble.
I tend to be cold hearted when I'm watching movies, man. I was like, come on, man, you can make it. Keep going.
Because I'm tell you, every time he took a breather, they was on his ass like white on rice.
Oh yeah. Like, did you just stop? Hold up, we got something for that.
Yeah, we gonna get into all that. So okay, let me get a little synopsis. 1917. This takes place in World War One. This is in France, I believe, and this is the British. Because Germany was trying to occupy France, I believe this is where the war, where a lot of the fighting took place, and and the whole plot is it's a soldier that's usually don't fight, and it looked like he's probably one of the ones that bring the food or whatever, and like because when it starts off, he ain't really doing shit. He's like what, like chilling. So they like, okay, well, we got a job for you. Like, what you want? Why did they pick him? Why did they pick him?
Like strictly because they want somebody who had skin in the game. That was it.
Yeah. Or they know that his lazy ass don't do shit. They was like,
Wait,
you know what? We gonna make you do something today.
Look, you ain't done no PT in a while. We already know you ain't done nothing. You've been sitting here holding up this tree. We got something for you. We need to whip you in shape.
So they give him a mission. He got a secret mission. They about to do this big attack. They about to have a lot of their men do this attack, but it's a trap. The Germans have lured them into a trap where made them think that they would be outnumbering them, but there was going to be a ambush. And so his mission is to get this message to the general that's in charge of that attack before they attack, so they can call it off. And he has to go deep. I guess he got to go behind enemy lines.
Yeah,
because he needs to go past the whole front line. Because they own a front line where they dig in the trenches, where they like at a stalemate.
right.
He has to cross that line by himself.
He's got somebody else with him, but it's like they basically say, so now that you're awake, we're gonna need you to run clear across no man's land.
Why would they give a mission like that to two guys, especially ones that probably got less combat? One of them had, one of them did have combat, right? He got a medal, right?
He had a Medal of Valor, I think it was. But you just got these two dudes. they're basically just holding up dirt. That's their job.
I mean, I don't blame them though, because everybody don't. They got drafted to this. They don't.
Right.
Everybody not out there like, yeah, I want to kill somebody. Everybody like, man, I'm here because I gotta be. I want to live and go home. That's mainly people's mindset. But so he chose. I guess they did that. So I got a confession to make. I missed like the first 5 minutes because the snow. It snowed this weekend. It kind of slowed me down. Right. Did he choose his friend? Like, did they say grab a buddy or grab a?
So they basically, they wake him up, say, you pick a man and meet me in this tent in like 3.5 minutes. It's like it happened to be his buddy was sleeping next to him, so it's like, well, I guess it's you.
Yeah, but see, I saw like later on the movie, he's like, why the fuck you choose me for this, man?
Yeah.
And his boy was like, man, I thought it was gonna be some easy shit. I thought we was gonna like lead a fight and go get some food and do something easy. I didn't think it was gonna be this.
Like, I thought we were supposed to get the general breakfast. Well, how was I supposed
to know? Instead, they gave him a mission to go beyond enemy lines, go cross the front line and deep into their territory to deliver a message. Yeah. Are you crazy? So so this movie had they said this was all maybe like one shot. Now I know it wasn't all one shot, but most of the scenes were done with like no cuts. I really like that, dude. I mean, I know it's hard to do that, but I would love to see more movies done like this without stupid cuts.
Because like too many, especially bad cuts, like takes you out of the action immediately.
Well, they think it helps, but it also it helps them, so they don't have to film as long. They can just cut in this, cut in that.
Right.
Like editing has it's gotten better, but sometimes a poorly edited movie can take a movie down so much. Like it could be a good movie with a good plot, but if it's badly edited, it can turn to slop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, because there's certain directors, one of whom I'm not going to name right now because I name him way too often. But like, the only shots that would be well edited would be explosion shots.
Michael Bay.
I'm not naming no names. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like every time people on screen, it's like a bunch of unnecessary cuts, man. So it's like, I just think it works better for something like this. When you can get away with it, just stick to a straight up shot.
Dude, and you know what? That long takes, it makes it more intense. It feels realer when they're not cutting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When they just, because like they pretty much follow them with the camera. And when they need to move to another position, the camera just moves around and they just keep doing what they're doing.
Because one of the shots they used a couple times, and I really love seeing this, is like when someone's going from outside into like an enclosed area into a room, and the camera will fall over their shoulder and pan around with them.
Yeah.
So like you don't know what's in the room either, so you feeling their tension.
Right, but see, they're not cutting to what's going on. You kind of seeing it when they see it, and it's not a POV shot. It's just a well crafted, third person point of view.
Right.
So I
think that works even better than a POV shot, because now it's like you're there too.
Right. It's not like I'm not them, but I'm standing right behind them though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, look out, man. But no, it was that whole aesthetic of using the one shot, the one take, I think is amazing, dude. That made this movie so much better to me, because I mean, it was already it's already different, but just that one take makes it takes it up so much takes up so many notches for me, just because that made me enjoy myself just so much more. Now I like to see them do that more, but I don't know if they can do that, because I heard it was like a bitch doing and then they use natural lighting, so they have to wait on the light to be certain ways or whatever, or the day to be a certain weather or whatever before they can actually shoot. So
you're gonna need to have a lot of political capital to get a movie made like that these days.
Well, you know what? I think if you plan it better, if you plan it good, you can do it better. It's just they don't. Hollywood, it's like, they want to get them out. They want to get this movie out, make this money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, it's not daytime, so we're gonna make it daytime. It's not, you know, we don't have the shot, so we'll edit in this, we'll edit in that, we'll edit out that, you know, and it just kind of like, okay, you get you a okay movie. But this right here is I like to see them do this more often though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna happen because Hollywood is more, you know, a factory of just get it done, get it out.
Yeah,
But
I think if we could go back to, you know, just let the terrain dictate how the movie gets shot, it's not going to happen, but it would be nice to see that kind of common sense approach to filmmaking.
yeah, so we can talk about all this the action in here, man. It's like they got it's kind of non-stop, but then they do stop at some points. But see, I like when they first go down in this tunnel or whatever, this a bunker or whatever, and this goddamn rat. Man, them rats was huge, dude.
Like, I've seen dogs smaller than those rats, bro.
Hey man, no, I'm out, bro. He's like, man, you in the middle of war. I don't care. It's rats. I don't play that, dog.
It's like,
These rats
you
are
realize
big people.
that? Wait, look, one of these rats could eat us whole.
I know.
You get that?
But no, see, I think this is where they cheated a little bit, like the explosions. Times where it went dark, they cut, you know.
Yeah, probably.
Where they can pick it up. That's how they picked it up. Or they kind of go around a corner where it gets, you know, where a dark corner. Or when it's they had the scene where it was, I don't know if it was I guess they was shooting, they was fire bombing or something, but it was going from light. It like the lights was the light was coming in and out from the I guess from the fire or from the what they call those mortar shells or whatever.
They had some flares too, I think.
Right. Well, I mean, it was like I don't know if they was being bombed or was it being or they was shooting flares up or something, but it was going, you know, light to dark a lot.
Yeah.
And then from that right there, they can cheat right there. They can put cuts in those dark moments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They could just bring it back when the light come back. So so they did cheat a couple times, but I was still cool with it because, you know, the rest of it's so good.
Yeah, that and they do it well. You know, a well executed cut is hard to, you know, nitpick.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, the tracking shots, which it was like more like I guess would you call it tracking shots, like when they walking through the trenches?
Yeah, I'd call that a tracking shot.
Yeah, but see, the best part about those is what I said earlier. They didn't cut once they get to where they going. They didn't cut. They just moved the camera around them.
Right.
You know, and they kept it going. You know, I really love that. But so yeah, the action was on point, man. Like I said, it barely slows down. It slows down at about a couple of points where the guy and okay, so it was two of them, and I don't want to spoil them, but one of them get killed. And I thought he got killed a little earlier than I thought he was gonna get killed because I thought it was gonna be both of them. I didn't think it was gonna be down to the one. His whole death scene just it really pissed me off. It's like that Saving Private Ryan, man. It's like,
yeah,
why are you trying to help people, man? Come on, dude. Like,
it's
man.
What part of this makes sense, man?
Like, dude, come on, bro. You don't go out like that. But yeah, it was down to the one guy, and I forget his name. You know the name of the guy who the main guy?
Schofield, William Schofield.
Oh, his real name.
Oh, his real name? Nah, I ain't got it.
Well, anyway, it got down to one guy, and you know he was more driven because his friend got killed to complete this mission. Because some people would be like, "Fuck that, let's go back."
Well, I guess I'm done now.
Well, yeah, I mean, so they had gave him more purpose to complete his mission, you know, because his friend died in his arms, and it was all about this mission. So, you know, it's like, look, I'm gonna complete this mission. So that's when I was saying, like, every time he got a chance to like settle down and take a breather, a German come out of nowhere just busting at him.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck?
And immediately too.
I know. I know. I'm like,
Okay, I got his name here. So the guy that played Schofield is George McKay.
okay. I don't remember what else he played in. He looked familiar though.
I know I've seen him in something else. Like I spent the whole movie like, what do I know him from?
Right. Probably. I probably because I watch a lot of British movies and shows, so I might have seen him in one of those. I'm not sure which one, but he looked familiar, so I seen him. Excuse me. I think he did a good job of. I mean, shit. I guess it ain't too hard to be looking scared and crazy when explosions and it was so many dead bodies. Dead bodies were part of the scenery.
Oh yeah. Like every time you think stuff is calm and peaceful, it's like it's actually not that bad. Oh nope, there's some dead bodies.
No, I mean like everywhere he was going, like it was just dead bodies just laying around and shit. It's like, like oh, there go a leg. Oh, there go an ear. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like there's the one point where after he cuts his hand, that killed me right there, man.
Oh,
like
I thought he was gonna get an infection or something from that dude. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, I thought that's where they was going with that because
I was sure he was going to lose that hand before the movie was done.
Right. I mean, I guess it take like a week or so before you get all the infection set in or whatever. But I mean, and not to spoil anything, but he cut his hand and he accidentally put his hand in the dead rotting corpse. So
like that moment, man, like the whole row I was in the theater, everybody just no.
I know. I'm like, man, there's like gangrene and shit. Like it's all bacteria in that shit, I believe.
Like he probably got stuff growing in there now. Probably gonna have some maggots in it.
You got an open wound and you just put it in a rotting corpse. That's not good. I can't believe that would be good. But anyway, I mean, he didn't have time for that. He might end up losing that mug later. But okay.
So the epilogue.
So, all right, I'm gonna talk about some things that I had a problem with, because this movie it wasn't perfect. It was great. I was really thoroughly entertained, but it wasn't perfect. And some of the stuff I had problems with was some things was a little too convenient. Some things were a little too convenient, and he always kind of like ended up at a place where it was like, oh, where this is where I need to be. It's like he always randomly kind of end up where he needed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Like they even go through the process of like laying out how lost he is.
Yeah.
At one point, and he always ends up going in exactly the right direction.
Well, he had a compass and a map, but it was just okay. So I'm gonna say like it's a cliche. One of these movie cliches was he ended up meeting a girl. He ended up meeting a widower, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I need some place to hide. Oh, you can hide here. Oh, let me treat your wound and make you something to eat. You know, I ain't got no husband. It's one of those. I could live here. I could just like stop fighting and live here and be your husband. You know, they always got those moments. You know what I'm saying? These movies always. He couldn't just be some dude or something or some old stanky dude that he's like, hey, let me stay here real quick. No, it got to be a hot widower with a newborn baby that, oh, my husband died in the war.
A widow.
I'm sorry, a widower. I said widower. Yeah, my bad. A hot widow.
I was about to say, you talk about hot widowers.
I don't know, I meant to say widow. Sorry, a hot widow. That's my husband died in war. You know, I could use somebody living here and help me. Matter of fact, I make food for you and keep it. All I need to do is just bang me every now and again, and I'll take care of you. You know, all the reasons to stop fighting. You know, but I gotta keep moving.
I mean, like, because I had a different reaction to that. Because when he finally said, "Look, I'm gonna give you these supplies, and you be cool, but I gotta keep moving," I'm like, she's probably gonna die.
Right, but it's just the whole point. They always throw in that character because it'll give him that comfortable feeling where like, damn, I could be with you, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the point of doing all this fighting? Somebody need to take care of you. You know, and she like, yeah, stay, please stay, and all that shit. Like, yeah, you know what? I can stay for a little minute. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Just call me Shane.
I know. See, I'll probably be leaving out in the morning. I'll probably be leaving out in the morning like, girl, I gotta go. She's like, damn, after you well, you know, I got a mission. I come back for you.
There's people counting on me. I'll see you back around.
So yeah, that right there was like, okay. And like I said, the coincidence where he running for his life, and then he end up somewhere. They were like, "Oh, this is where you need to be." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One of the things that bugged me, and like I got over it fairly quickly, but it really bugged me. After the other guy dies, he's sitting there on the ground for like 30 seconds, and immediately another regiment comes through of his people.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now.
Mark Strong was, I guess, the commanding officer, and they gave him this introduction that I'm like, why are they introducing him like this? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the introduction they gave him, like he just, you see his boots before you see him, and he just, he talking with his straw. I recognize his voice right away. Matter of fact. And they panned up slowly from his boots to see who it is or whatever. I'm like, okay, who the hell are you?
He got the hero coat on and everything. Got his swagger stick.
Man, when he walked up with those boots, I thought they was like, what? Who the fuck is this guy? I mean, I know they all got on boots, but his boots look extra shiny, man. I don't know what it was about his boots.
That's because. I mean, that's officer privileges.
Yeah, I know. But the way they just showed his boots, like, I'd be like, who the fuck? Who are you?
You know what it was? They gave him a Nick Fury moment.
Yeah. His character was cool. Basically, it was other people trying to help him on his mission, but they had a mission, so they was like, hey, we can only help you so far. So I like that too, where it was they gave him a reason to stay on his own. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like, okay, now you got up with these other soldiers, then you relieve of all your responsibilities. Nah, he still got their responsibility because they had another mission. So that kept the tension going. How'd you like the cameo by your boy Sherlock?
Not just Sherlock. Jim was there too.
Who was that?
Moriarty was there too. The dude that was smoking when he was when they walking through them through the trench.
Oh, before they left.
Up.
That was him.
That was Moriarty.
I didn't even pay attention. That was him.
Yeah. Apparently, a bunch of people have been really mad because the lighter he lit his cigarette with wasn't period accurate. I'm like,
really?
Okay.
How the hell somebody pick up on that?
Like, I wouldn't even know what a lighter was supposed to look like.
Know.
I mean, like,
yeah. How can you tell that? Yeah.
But back to Benedict Cumberbatch though. Like, I think this might be the smallest role I've seen him in like a decade.
But it still was a good role,
You could just close your eyes when you hear that deep voice.
Yeah, I know.
Today was supposed to be a good day. I'm just happy I got to hear him say "fuck off."
Yeah. Hey, you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you what. So it was a time where I felt for the when the guy who died, when he had to break the news.
Yeah,
I actually damn near started crying.
I mean, that was a heavy scene though.
I don't know why. It's just like when you do a scene so well, your empathy kicks in and you feel the emotions they feeling. That's when you do it well. So I'm like, the fact that I'm feeling sad for this dude, they did the scene real well. So
even that closing shot was like, righty,
right.
And like I said, I'm usually much more cold-hearted watching these movies, man. Like, I couldn't keep it up.
I know. I mean, because if it's a movie, you're watching the movie. You don't really have that empathy because you just kind of like, oh yeah, this is a movie set, whatever. But real life issues, you have more empathy. But it's just the fact when you do a scene well, I feel that emotion, the same emotion that person is feeling. I feel it, and so that's all points for this movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my rating, man. I get this movie. It is beginning of the year too, man. I'm gonna give it extremely high dope. I wanted to give it an epic, but I think part of the reason was that it was great. It was an epic movie, but a part of the reason why I didn't give it an epic probably because it's been pumped up so much. My expectations were so high, and I didn't get disappointed, but I was kind of, still a little like, okay, well, I see a couple flaws here and there. So I kind of messed myself up with those high expectations, but it was still extremely high dope for me. But I mean, it was nothing wrong with it. I could very well give it an epic though, but I'm giving it a high dope. What you give it?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give it the epic. Like I felt a bit weird about it's like the first movie of the year, but it's like this movie really hit me, man. Like I've been shopping this movie to folks like since I left the theater, and that's not something I really do, But this movie just hit me. Like I love the way they keep the tone authentic throughout the entire movie. Like at no point do I feel like these are some guys that put on some costumes and played their parts. Like this, you could have convinced me this was like documentary footage. So it's like this one just works for me. I'm giving it a straight up epic.
Yeah, man. You know what? I think I might want to change my rating and give it an epic because the more I look at the trailer, I'm like, yeah, this movie was pretty damn epic.
Like, how did this movie also have one of the best trailers of the last decade too?
I know. The trailer is better than half of the movies that came out last year.
And it doesn't lie at any point either. They don't have to put anything in with CG or take it out. It's just, this is the movie, and you still gonna come see it.
Yeah, some people said that the critics that they gave it not so great, or the critics that was talking bad about it. They wasn't talking bad about it. The negative marks they gave it, they said it was like a video game. They always say that though. Where
are they talking about modern video games, which are mostly cinematic now?
Yeah, like a cinematic video game where you trying to follow a character, and then somebody always pop out that you got to shoot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they're kind of like a video game feel. I can see that, but it still was too good to say it was like a video game. But that's just people. That's old snob critics that got to say something bad about it.
They can't be seen being, too nice to a movie, so they got to nitpick something.
Yeah. So, all right, man, that is our review for 1917. It's an amazing movie. I went ahead and changed my rating to an epic. It's probably gonna be my only epic for the year. I swear. Given the movies that came out, I'm gonna go ahead and give this an epic because I feel like ain't gonna be no other epics for the whole year.
Go ahead and rip that Band-Aid off.
Yeah, I know.
Get used to it.
Given the movies I saw that's coming out, I can't picture giving nothing an epic. So that
Not
is our
even Birds of Prey.
And I didn't get your opinion about that. We ain't got time right now. But all right,
Trash.
so
that's my opinion. I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
Trash.
All right, so this is like I said, this is our review for 1917. Go see it. Go see it as soon as you can. It's a good movie. I heard it took down Star Wars. And,
yep.
Yeah,
As it should. As it should.
So
go ahead, kidnap your friends. Make them see it.
So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, please. Look into
definite like and comment.
Yes. I'd like to know what other people think about this movie. Share. Also share. Share with some friends. If you like this video and you thought, you think this is a good review, go ahead and share with some people. And then they can subscribe too.
Yep. There it is.
All right, y'all. We are out of here.
Peace.
Peace.